Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So about a week ago, I released a Chambers of Xeric's Ohm guide so that anyone can PVM and anyone can kill the Ohm. But I've got a bunch of suggestions to do a full raid, a whole walkthrough on how I do every single room. I do them very inefficiently, by the way. This is just how I get it done. So I'll show you guys the gear that I take. I just take a simple Void setup to prove that anyone can really do this. So I bring Void, Amulet of Torture, Dragon Hunter Lance, Dragon Defender, Fire Cape, Rui Bolt's E is very important, Light Bear is pretty important, Primordial Boots. And then for my range switch, this is what it would look like. So I would have usually the Bofa on, with Void again, the Assembler, and then that's it for the range. And then I also bring the Dragon Crossbow for the head phase of Ohm. And then my magic setup is just exactly like this. Again, Void, the Ward, the Trident, and then a Ceridome and Cape, and obviously the Occult Necklace. Actually better charge the Trident up. And as for the inventory, it looks somewhat like this. So I bring Dragon Warhammer, an axe, then obviously all the range gear, all the magic gear, and then 2 super restores. The Dragon Pickaxe, the Book of the Dead, and runes. In the rune pouch, we've got Blood, Cosmic, and Fire. This is so that we can cast all the thralls in the raid, which is very helpful. I bring 4 staminas, probably a little overkill. And then I bring some potions for pre-potting, and then I would fill the rest of the inventory up with Sarah Brews. So to start a raid, you just want to come up to the recruiting board right here, and then click Make a Party. Pretty easy, and then enter the Chambers of Xeric. This is the part which is very annoying because I keep resetting the room until I get an ideal one. Yeah, this might take a while. So not the best, but definitely not the worst either. So we've got 6 rooms in total, which will actually mean more points at the end, as well as Ice Demon, which gives a good amount of points. So yeah, this is going to be a very long video, probably about 45 minutes to an hour long. So I'm going to show you everything. Feel free, obviously, to comment things I could improve on as well. I'm not the best at this. I kind of just make it work and make it happen. So let's begin. Okay, so the first room is Guardian, so we're just going to pre-pot right now, drink our potions up, and then we will bank and grab the rest of the inventory up with Sarah Brews. Should be good to start off this raid. So we'll just enter, and let's begin. So start the raid, begin. And this is the first room right here, nothing too scary, just a scavenger beast. We'll put Prey Melee on as we pass him. Might have to come back to this guy later to get some supplies, but this is the first room. It's not scary at all. It's one of the easiest ones, is the Guardians. Yeah, looks like I probably will go back to that scavenge because we can make potions early in this raid, looking at it right now. So I'm going to use my spec attack, put Piety on, and basically just run back and forth to these Guardians this way so that you will never pretty much take any damage, and they won't. You'll just be dealing damage. Like there, you can take damage, but if you're good with your clicking, you can take no damage killing the Guardians. But you have to have your pickaxe equipped or else you won't do damage. Dragon pickaxe is pretty good here. Forgot my pickaxe once and I picked up the whatever it is, the little iron one right here on the floor. You don't do much damage at all. So if you have a dragon or a rune, make sure you take that. We could have got hit there. Not paying attention. Whenever I'm like commentating or trying to explain something, I tend to mess things up. But so far so good. I'm not going to be worrying about time either. So this, like I said, this raid will probably be 45 minutes to an hour long. So once we kill the Guardian. This is the farming room, and it's kind of nice that we got it early because we'll be able to make overloads and stuff like that very early. So I'm going to head up to the storage right here. Put my Cerebrews and all my stamina potions in the storage. For now, we can actually touch this energy wall to get some free energy back. And we will head back, pick up the seeds, and then go kill that scavenger beast until we get enough supplies. I usually over prep quite a bit, but it's definitely not necessary. But I'll probably prep a lot because I will mess up in this video probably, but we'll see. Come up into this room right here and we will kill the scavenger beast. And there's also another energy thing we can touch in here. Put prey melee on and we will just tackle this guy. Now what you're looking for is the juice, the mushrooms, the planks, and the cicerly, if that's how you pronounce that. So this guy will spawn again over here this time, of course. So yeah, we'll get a bit of this. Maybe I'll speed this up. Okay, that's definitely more than enough stuff to start making supplies with. We'll drink the energy wall again, and we can head up into the farming room. I grabbed 8 planks, not necessary. You'll need a couple to upgrade the storage, but 8 planks gives the most construction experience. If you're into gaining XP, make sure you grab 8. And we'll head back into the farming room here. And we can grab a spade and a seed dibber off of the wall right here. And we'll plant one of our Noxifer seeds and one of our Galoprar seeds. Can't pronounce anything in this game. And wait for those to grow. We will upgrade our chest to the best one for the most construction XP. And now we can actually just go in here and deposit everything. So all I'm going to take out is the red seeds now. And then all of the secondary ingredients that we just collected. And obviously the spade and the seed dibber. Now what I can do is grab a bunch of these empty vials from this tree and fill them up with the geyser right here. This is another very slow process, so I'll probably speed this up. Okay, so once we got a bunch of vials on the ground, we're going to start by picking this Noxifer potion, or Noxifer herb right here, and we can use this to make ourselves an anti-poison, which will be helpful later for the Shaman's room. And now we'll start making overloads. So to make an overload potion, you're going to need these Galopars. I think that's how you pronounce it, maybe. So we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of these, and then we can use them to make the regular potions to make overload. So I think that's probably more than enough. So we'll start by making some of these green ones right here. So these are actually like twisted potions, which are basically like super ranging potions. Then we'll make the mage version. I usually go with 3, should be more than enough. And then we'll make the red ones, which is the like super combat potions. Then we will grab the Noxifers again, and this will be our overloads already secured and completed for the raid. So that is overloads and the anti-poison completed. So now what we're going to do is clear out the patches again and plant these red seeds right here. These are called Butchu? I don't know, man. And in the meantime, we'll grab a little bit more vials. Probably not necessary, but I like to over prepare. So now what we can do is grab a couple of these and make the prayer enhanced potions, which will basically over time restore prayer. I can even make one more because why not? Like over preparing like crazy, but that's just kind of how I am. And now we will make super restores and also like whatever those are even called, Ceridome and brewers. So basically it's the same type of ingredient. So to make the this super restore, you're going to need a mushroom, and this will take a mushroom in one of these potions. And then to make this Sarah brew, you're going to be using the Endarkened juice. So I'll go and speed this all up because this is boring as hell. Okay, so as you can see, we definitely over prepared. So what I'm going to do now is grab an overload. I'll bring the prayer enhance just for fun, a couple of the restores, a bunch of Xeric's aids. And the good thing is now we can keep all of our regular potions and bring them into the next raid because we didn't need to use them. So I'll grab my range supplies. I'll grab thralls. What's coming up? We need the for the shamans, we need the anti-poison. We should be good for a little while anyways without a bank. So now it is time to move on the raid. I'm going to put my ranging gear on. And these are the mystics. So for mystics, because we can actually drink an overload right now to make sure that we hit more damage. Basically, the mystics you kind of want to stay a far distance from. Some people even take the salve amulet here to hit higher, but I can't really be asked. So we'll pot up, get ready, put on rigor, and then protect from magic, and just attack. You can even summon a thrall if you want. It doesn't really do too much. Thralls help a lot in the end, but as of for right now, it's just a little bit of extra DPS. Now these guys will also drop the seeds if you didn't get them early. We got lucky with the guardians right away, so we had the seeds. So sometimes you don't get seeds till 3 or 4 rooms in. That's why you have to bring a lot of your own supplies and end up using them. But yeah, this should go fairly smooth. If you're overloaded, you should get some decent hits if you have the bofa or whatever. Sometimes it's tricky if 2 of them are attacking you at once, but I always try to pretty much only be attacking 1. But yeah, they've got some crazy defense or something because you can never hit a lot of the time. I'll move up here and try to just attack 1. You don't want the other guy to aggro on you. The thrall does this weird thing where he like walks around. At least he's hitting from there. Sometimes he walks all the way to the creature, but yeah, as you can see, we're not using too much supplies or anything. This guy, yeah, as you can see, might start attacking me here, so we might have to like try and walk back. And it looks like we're able to aggro this guy from here without this guy attacking us. If you can, always try to have only one of them attacking you because it will save a lot of supplies. The thrall died. Not sure if this is really worth spawning in another one, but why not? Yeah, and it's pretty easy from here. You just kind of wait. Make sure your prayer is all good. Make sure your health is good. And slowly take this guy down. And now we are on to the last skeletal mystic. Skeletal mage. Skeletal mystic. Yeah, they drop a good amount of seeds. So you could get pretty much unlimited supplies once you do the mystics room, and obviously have a farming room. But as you can see, this can take a very long time. Oh man. Okay, cool. So that room is done. The good thing about this room is portals will spawn. You can just travel right to the end of the room. Now for one of my favorite rooms. This right here is the thieving room. Very good points, and it's very easy as well. Basically, all you have to do is open these chests, and you will get these worms, and you just put them in the trail right there, and it will slowly kill off the corrupted scavenge. So that's it, man. Sometimes you open these chests, you'll get poison. Sometimes you open them, you'll get food. A lockpick, if you did get a lockpick as a drop, it can speed this up a little bit, depending on your thieving level, of course. But yeah, this room's so easy. You just loot all the chests, and then deposit the grubs into the trout right here. And as you can see, once we do this, the health will start going down. But you get a massive amount of points. I can move my camera right here. As you can see, the points go up quite a bit. You'll see when I actually deposit the rest of these grubs into the trout, a lot of points are gained from this room. As you can see, we're already at 8,000 points, a 0.9% chance of a purple. We've been in here for 16 minutes already, but I've been explaining things. And yeah, I think you only need 28 of the grubs to kill the guy, I believe. But I always just get a little bit more. But as you can see, look at the points from 8,000 all the way up to almost 10K. And he finishes off eating the grubs. And that's the end of this room. So what I'm going to do now is, in case we don't get another bank chest, I'm going to grab out right now my axe for the Mutadile room. Not the best method to use there, but that's what I tend to do. Overload, once it expires, you get your health back, so don't worry about potting up or anything like that. We can also use the energy wall. And now we go to the bottom floor. Now this room, again, is one of the more annoying rooms, especially if you don't have an anti-poison. You can take quite a lot of damage. I've died at this room several times if I didn't have an anti-poison. So I'm going to drink that, drink another overload, get ready for the shamans. They're very easy, it's just you can take a lot of damage. Okay, so we will head into the room. We're going to pray missiles and rigor. Summon a skeleton. You can try and attack one at a time, but usually both of them will get aggroed onto you. Those are the attacks you want to miss, the huge spikes, like that one right there. You want to avoid at all costs because that will give you a poison splat, which can be like 40 damage at a time. The little ball right there, as you can see, don't worry about that. As long as you have prey range on, you should be fine. But when both of them are attacking, you can kind of mess up and take a lot of damage from the big ball of poison. And then of course you will be poisoned if you don't have the anti-poison. And other than that, they're just like regular lizardmen shamans. You should stay actually by the sides for killing these, but I tend to just forget. Stamina is also kind of important here. But yeah, Bofa takes it down quite easily, and another room that drops a good amount of seeds. Don't stand by the door because those guys will explode and you'll take a little bit of damage. Not the end of the world, but yeah, here's another scavenge room. Some of these scavenge rooms, I'm going to actually drink this energy wall quickly. And some of these have like little obstacles you can do. And as you can see, if I push this boulder, you might not have saw that, but we gained a good amount of points. So that's good. Now, the mutadile room is a room that I probably need a lot of improving on. I use the axe method where I actually try and kill the meat tree off. A lot of people freeze the mutadile, but basically what you want to do is walk up to this tree right here and start chopping it away. You'll take a lot of damage. That's why I like to get this room and have a lot of supplies left over. So when the croc's like close to you, he'll do melee damage, and when he's far away from you, he'll do range damage, but you kind of have to, like there, he switched to range, so you kind of have to keep an eye on it. I'm going to save up because I might die here. This, like I said, this is probably a room people in the comments will flame me on because I'm not very good at it. But it's okay. You just, for me anyways, what I like to do is get the meat tree out of the way so that they do not heal anymore. And you don't want the croc to fall below a certain amount of HP. I think it's like half his health, or he'll just start eating the meat tree, and it can really just mess things up. But if you have the farming room before this and you've got like unlimited supplies, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, he can deal quite a bit of damage to you. Alright, so once that's done, we can take out this little baby croc. We got another minute of overload left. Maybe we can take out the big guy as well. Alright, so when you kill the little guy, the big guy will spawn. I tend to stay in this little quote-unquote safe spot. But sometimes he like comes around the corner and he can really do a lot of damage with his melee hit. So try and stay like very highly potted up. So like right here, he'll move into his melee, but as long as you're out of the distance of it, it can be okay. And if you run in timing there, he'll get stuck behind this wall. And yes, I honestly find the bigger guy easier to kill than the little one because you're not worrying about the meat tree the whole time. Maybe not an issue in duos or trios, but in solos, anyways, if you're using the meat tree method, it's not so much fun. Now, these guys drop overloads, prayer enhance, mushrooms, Xeric's aid, and revitalization. So pick up all those potions. Why not? They're free on the ground. Okay, so now that room is done and dusted off. We're gonna come into this next room right here. This is one of my favorite rooms for points. Grab a tinderbox. I already have the axe in the inventory. Now, basically what this room is you chop a bunch of these saplings. You only really need to chop 28 to get this boss to spawn out, but you chop the sapling or the kindling and then put it in the brazier to light it, and eventually this guy's health will go down. He'll defrost and whatever. But what I like to do in this room is get 5, 6 stacks of this kindling and just drop it on the ground so that you get more points. You get so many points for this room. It's pretty insane. So what I do is I come up here, drop the kindling, and head back and do this 5 more times. Okay, so now that we have all this kindling on the ground, as you can see, we can get a lot of points from this room. So I'll move the camera over again just so you guys can see the points. So right now we're at 14,000 points. And basically if we go ahead and I picked 2 up at once. You're not supposed to do that because now I only get that one, but it is what it is. Basically what you want to do is just light the brazier, and for each time you light it, you'll get 1,000 points, something like that. So it's pretty damn good if you want to farm points. I should have got an extra 1,000. We should have been at like 20,000 right now, but I'm an idiot. We'll reset the camera, and then we wait for this guy to melt. I'll summon a thrall. Now this room kind of sucks, to be honest. You're going to want some stamina. It's very easy if you use fire spells, but since I'm using thralls, I don't have the option to use fire spells. The way I do it is just kind of run around the room, putting prey range on and eagle eye, and that's about it. But as you can see, you hardly ever hit, so the thrall is a little helpful here. He can deal some damage to you if you mess up. But as you can see, we are not hitting. Oh, we got a 1 in there. Got a 2. Oh, this is brutal, man. Like, usually I'm hitting more than this. I didn't overload. Maybe that's why. I'll overload for the hell of it. Yeah, I overload and I hit a 13. Yeah, a little more accurate with an overload for sure. But you got to keep an eye on your run energy too. Sometimes I take a stamina dose in here, but it's just awful. Summon another thrall. I used to really like this room with fire spells, but thralls are just so much better for the final room. Now we're hitting a little bit. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but works for me, man. Like, whenever I get an XP drop, it's just so exciting. I'm like, I hit. Even if it's an 8. Can we do it before we run out of run energy? That is the question. Yeah, we did. We just ran out of run energy, and the ice demon is defeated. So right now we're at 20,000 points before the final boss. And always the very last room here will be a farming room if you want to farm any extra supplies. Yeah, it's kind of nice that way. So I'm gonna just drink a few potions here to get fully ready for the final boss here. And I'm gonna put my melee gear on. And I guess we can turn run on for now, because we got another one of these energy walls we can sip or touch or whatever that is. And we're going to get run energy back for when we prepare for the final boss. Cool. Okay, so once I get into this room, I typically drop a 4-dose overload on the ground, a 4-dose prayer enhance, and then I also drop a 4-dose Xeric's aid and a 4-dose revitalization. If I have it, I'll drop the anti-poison here as well. Now I'm going to grab out my Warhammer because that's what I'm going to be wearing at the start of the fight. And we will, I guess, just deposit the rest of these potions in here. Doesn't really matter. And this is how I get ready for the final fight. So I grab Dragon Hunter Lance, my magic gear. Put that down here like that. Then I grab the range gear, but this time I bring the crossbow instead of the bofa. I drag that to the bottom right here. I bring the runes and all my stamina potions. I will drop a stamina dose right here. And get this set up at the bottom. Doesn't have to be this way. This is just what works for me. And then after that, I will grab an overload, a prayer enhance, 4 prayer potions, and the rest of the inventory, the Xeric aid. Okay, so now we're going to actually do the boss fight. So I turn on this plugin called Visual Metronome, which will just have numbers over my head counting 4 ticks. Pretty self-explanatory. So basically what I do is I will start by drinking an overload, prayer enhance, anti-poison, drop those 3 on the ground, and then just fully heal up with the Xeric's aid. And restore that up, and then I will grab the potions on the ground. And I will drink 1 dose of stamina, and then pick up the 4 dose. Very over-prepared. So we're going to put on Protection from Magic, Piety, run into the room, and then we need to find our rhythm. So we'll spawn a ghost. See which room Ohm spawns on. This is nice, this side. And hit, and a 0. So he's pray range, and 2 0s, man. That is awful. So I guess we'll just head right into the range thing. We'll need to find out which number his head turns on. Takes a second to figure that out. Might be in rhythm now. Okay, so now we can kind of figure out which number his head turns on. So it looks like it's 1 maybe? 1, yeah. So once you figure that out, you can take your overhead prayers off. Might have been late there. No, we're good. And just try and not stay out of rhythm. But we got to remember 1 for this rotation, even for the melee hand. Summon another ghost. Okay, so now we got to get ready for that melee hand and turn on 1. But we did that perfectly there, so we're good. Maybe now drink a stamina. Actually, that was probably pretty early to drink a stamina, but... So once you're comfortable in the rhythm, you can summon a melee guy. And we can worry about our specs. Nice spec there, man. Holy. That'll help a lot. Let's run back and forth. And always his head will be turning on 1. Here, anyways, this rotation. It's different every time. We'll drink a restore to get some prayer back. It might seem like insane, but trust me, these movements will come over time. Took me a lot of attempts before I got it down. I couldn't even do the 1 to 0 method for the life of me until I figured it out. I like the 1 to 0 because you don't have to worry about specials. It's not the most efficient. Obviously 4 to 1 is a lot better. But this works for people learning and to get the movement of Ulm. Kind of unnecessary because he only has 70 HP. But every little bit of DPS will help in the end. And you're always moving when your true tile indicator hits that tile. So once it hits the tile, you move to the next one. Hits there, I click, move. Takes a lot of time to learn the timing, but right now we can turn our prayers completely off and we just have to move from the crystals falling from the sky, right when I said that I took a bunch of damage. But yeah, it is very easy to do, but can catch you off guard for sure. What I like to do is summon a ghost right away, because we're going to be going back into the might be okay there. Okay, I think we're in rhythm maybe, at least. Cool. So I'm not sure exactly what his head's turning on, but I know we're in rhythm. Nope. I spoke too soon. Okay. Now we can see the number, at least. I think it's 3. 3. Drink a stamina. As you can see, we are out of our overload now. So I'll drink that. Little sketchy when learning to drink overloads, but should be all right now. Also, we can drink the prayer enhance again. We need to summon a ghost ASAP. And as you can see, we're going to splash here. Oh, we got very, very lucky. Should have splashed there because we didn't have the ghost summoned. And we messed up there somehow. But if you remember to turn on 3, you should always be okay. Okay, we got to get into rhythm here. Can be a little frustrating when learning, of course. Should be okay now. And we will try and land another Warhammer, if possible. 0. Just means a longer fight, more stamina used, etc. Nice hit. Makes up for the 0. Just as you can see, hyper focused. Drink another stam. As you can see, 30,000 points right now. before the final phase of Ulm. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. Gotta find the rhythm again. Might have already found it. Okay, so we gotta figure out when his head is turning. Head is turning, is it 1? Looks like it's 1. Head will be turning on 1. Not bad. Now remember, for the final phase here, you don't want to kill the hand. You just want to get it very, very, very low. And I've accidentally killed it a million times before, and it is the most frustrating thing ever, because you either die or end up running out of supplies, so you end up dying anyways. And just remember, 1 is the head movement. Can help to write it down actually in the chat if you want as well, but that can kind of mess you up in other ways. Now, if you're getting the hand very low, what I tend to do is summon a magic thrall. To get ready for the mage hand. Okay. I think we're late there. And all we have to do is kill the mage hand now. We got a portal, which is unfortunate, but run to it. And run on 1. And we should be in rhythm. We need a stamina immediately, and then we need to overload. As you can see, tons of supplies left. Barely take damage using this method. Uh-oh. And that is not fun at all. We're just gonna get rid of the special. Try and do DPS. And turn on... Wow, we're so early there. The only thing is, if another spec spawns, we're kind of not in a good position. Oh, we didn't run there for some reason. Okay. Mage hand is dead. We need to kill the melee hand as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, we're good. Now this is a little stressful to set up the final thing, but remember, run on 1, so we should be good now. Basically, you have to get to the final square there and run on 1, and then you're in kind of a rhythm where the head won't actually damage you, which is awesome. You will get damage from the falling crystals, but the actual head itself will never damage you throughout the rest of the fight. If you stay in rhythm, of course. If not, it is a wild ride of 40s constantly. special attacks. So you really need to kind of stay in this consistent rhythm, or it's not going to be a good time at all. Prayer runs out here, it's not a big deal, because all you really need here is rigor. Still got 2 minutes 45 left of the overload, so it should be good for the rest of the fight, I would hope. And if you're overloaded, don't be scared to sip a brew whenever need be, because you'll get the stats restored by the time you need to sip another brew anyways. But yeah, as you can see, with this method, you don't take hardly any damage at all. You just gotta make sure that you have a bunch of stamina at all times, because if you start walking instead of running, you'll get a rhythm here, and like I said, consistent 40s, 50s, special attacks. It's crystals falling at you at the same time. Not fun at all. But yeah, it's kind of cool once you learn Ulm and get into the pattern of always knowing to run on this specific number. Even if you do somehow get out of rhythm, if you know, say, run on 1, like right now, for example, we're running on, like, his head will turn on 1. So realistically, like, we're attacking on 4 and running on 1, if that makes any sense. It just takes a little bit of use to get, takes some time to get used to the timing of it. But once you do, you're golden, man. I thought this was impossible until I learned this method. And as you can see right now, we're at 37,000 points in a normal solo. 4.3% chance at a purple. Pretty huge. The Ruby Bolt specs definitely will help. If you proc a bunch of those, you'll hit a couple of hundreds, make this fight a little easier. Right when I said that, I hit one, but of course his health is already so low that it won't really matter. Range Thrall helps here a little bit, not necessary at all though. I only really bring Thralls for the melee hand. 7 HP left of the Great Ulm. And as you can see, man, that is a solo. 38,318 points. Not too bad. We can turn the visual metronome plugin off again. Put melee gear to get ready for our next raid. We'll take our stamina back, of course, because we don't want to waste that. That's some good money right there. That's like 6K. Not going to leave that on the ground. And let's check what we get for the loot. 250k. Lizardman Fangs and Toad Flax. What a terrible loot for the video, man. I was hoping a Twisted Bow or something. But as you can see, 38,000 points. 4.4% chance at a purple. Tons and tons of supplies left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brews. Couple restores. We're laughing. We are literally laughing. But yeah, as you can see, anyone can do this. It's very easy to do. That was, what raid was that? 180 for me right now. And I only probably started getting Deathless at about 160, 165 maybe even. So yeah, once you get it, you get it. And yeah, at least 32,000 points every single time, even if you only have 5 rooms. But yeah, if you can get 6 rooms, if you can get that 1 room, whatever the hell it's called, I can't even think of it right now, but you can get a lot of points and get your purples, get all the unlocks you need. But yeah, that was my complete guide walkthrough of the Chambers of Xeric. I really hope this helps. If you can visualize it a bit more, maybe see kind of what I do, and also in the comments let me know what I do wrong. I'd love to know. I know I'm probably messing up a lot myself, and there's a lot that I could definitely learn as well. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to go to the private storage and take all of your items as well. But yeah, as you can see, full supplies left over that we can bank as well. But yeah, thank you guys. I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.